Not all exercise is suitable for everyone. To reduce the risk of injury, consult your doctor before participating in this or any other exercise program. If you feel any pain, discomfort, or dizziness, do not continue. The creators, producers, participants, and distributors of this program disclaim any liability or loss in connection with the exercise and instruction herein.
Welcome to Power Yoga, Mind and Body. My name is Adrienne Reed. Our theme for today is hips. So guys, go ahead and get started. Just lay down flat on your backs on your mat. We're going to start nice and easy with a real nice warm-up. We're going to bend your right knee and put your right foot flat on the mat. Your right hand's going to float to the inside of your right knee, and we're just going to let that knee roll open. Try and keep your left leg engaged, so back of your left thigh, back of your left knee draws down toward the mat. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. Long inhales and exhales in and out through your nose. And one more good breath there. Looking good, everybody. After that breath, sweep your hand to the outside of your right knee and use the strength of your arm to bring that knee back to center. Go ahead and straighten up your leg, and let's go the same thing with the other side. So when you're ready, left knee bends, left foot flat on the floor. We're going to bring your left hand to the inside of your left knee and roll that knee off to the side. Beautiful, nice and relaxed. Try and engage your right leg. So back of your right thigh, back of your right knee draws down toward the mat, and engage your right toes. That helps to keep those hips nice and square. One more deep breath there. Looking good, everybody. And exhale, go ahead and float that hand to the outer edge of your knee. Bring your leg back to center. Straighten up your leg. Let's go back to the right leg. This time you're going to bring your knee up into a tabletop position. So you're going to bend your knee. Foot is up at knee's height. We're going to float your right hand on the inside of your right knee. Let that leg roll open again. If you'd like, you can open up your left arm and look out over your left shoulder, which helps you gain a little stability there as well. Same thing here. Engage through that left leg. So back of your left knee, back of your left thigh draws downward. Lengthen through that left leg and try and keep that left hip rolled downward. We're going one more good breath there, guys. Beautiful. And then exhale, sweep your hand to the outer edge of that knee. Use the strength of your arm to bring that leg back together. Straighten it up. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So left knee comes up into a tabletop position. Float the inside of your hand to the inside of that knee. Let's open that knee to the left-hand side. And same thing here. Open up your right arm. You can look out over your right shoulder. Try and keep your hips nice and square. Back of your right thigh, back of your right knee drawing downward so that right leg is engaged. Try and keep your hips nice and square here. One more good breath there. Looking good. And float your hand to the outer edge of your knee. We're going to bring that leg back to center and straighten it up. Let's go back to that right leg again. This time you're going to kick your heel straight up toward the ceiling. You're going to open that, bring your right hand to the inside of your knee and open that foot off to the right-hand side again. You can open up your left arm and look out over your left shoulder. So working a little bit more through hip flexors here. Make sure you're keeping your hips nice and square. Once again, rolling that left leg downward, engaging that left leg so you get a little bit more work through the hips. We're going to go two more breaths there. Looking good, Diane. And you can relax and let me hold that leg for you. It makes it a little bit better of a stretch. And after your second breath, go ahead and float your hand to the outer edge of your knee. Use the strength of your arm. Come on back to center. And inhale, extend your heel up to the ceiling. Exhale, slowly lower that heel all the way down to the mat. Same thing other side when you're ready. So left leg kicks up to the ceiling. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left knee, left calf, left foot, whatever you can reach, and float that leg off toward the left-hand side. You can open up your right arm and look out over your right shoulder. As always, right leg is engaged, so you're really trying to square through your hips. This works hip flexors, works groin. The squarer you are through your hips, so the more you try and keep your hips nice and square, the more work you get through this pose. We're gonna go 2 more breaths there. Looking good, everybody, nice and relaxed. Beautiful warm up today. Don't want to step on anybody here. And then float your hand to the outer edge of your knee. Use the strength of your arm. Bring that leg back to center. Inhale, kick that heel up, and exhale, slowly lower your heel all the way down to the mat. Beautiful. When you're ready, draw your arms overhead. Let's use the strength of your arms and abs. Come on up to a seated position. And we're going to float right into Pigeon, Kapotasana. So right knee's coming forward, left leg swings behind. We're going to go through a couple iterations of this, so I'd like for your right heel to be right next to your left hip in this first series. We're going to draw your hands down by your hips. Inhale, look up, take a nice arch back, upper back only, and then exhale, go ahead and sweep your torso forward. Make sure your hips are square, your back leg, back foot is nice and straight. And we're going to go 5 deep breaths here. I want you to find a position of comfort in this stretch. So if you need to extend your hands forward to feel comfortable, leave them drop down by your waist. You can even go hand on top of hand and drop your forehead to your hands if that feels good for you. So we're looking for a stretch, but a really relaxing, calm, easy stretch here. Wonderful. From here, I want you to float your torso upward. And we're going to shift your weight off toward the right-hand side. I want you to try and bring your right heel just a little further forward and then square your hips again. So really try and get that squareness to the front edge of your mat. Hands drop to your sides. Inhale, look up, take a nice arch back, upper back, and then exhale, go ahead and fall forward there. So we're going 5 deep breaths again. This is a little more intense through the hips. A little more intense maybe through your hip flexors, maybe through your glutes. So you do what feels good for you here to find a position of relaxation. So drop your hands where it feels good for you. Nice calm breath, nice quiet mind. See if you can just focus on where you feel the stretch and let your body sink in. One more deep breath there, looking good, everybody. And then exhale, go ahead and draw your torso up. One more time, you're going to shift your weight off toward the right-hand side and try and bring that heel as far forward as possible. If you can float right into a Hanumanasana split. If not, just go where it feels good for you. Hands drop by your hips. Inhale, look up, take a nice arch back, and exhale, go ahead and fall forward there. Beautiful. We're going to go 5 deep breaths here. Can you be as relaxed in this intense position as you were in the very initial position? So hands are floating to a comfortable place. Breath is long and strong, utilizing your inhales and exhales to really let you fall into this stretch. Stephanie, you go, girl. When you're ready, float your torso upward. I want you to bring your leg back to that initial position. So go ahead and bend your knee if you've gone into a full split. Right heel should be right next to your left hip. We're going to inhale, look up, get a nice arch back, and then exhale, float your torso forward. We're going to get a little bit of a twist here, so I want you to go to your left elbow. So drop to your left elbow. Left hand's going to go to your right knee. You're going to swing your right arm around behind your back and put your hand on the heel of your hand right onto your sacrum. So you're relaxing through your upper shoulder, looking up at the ceiling past your right elbow. If that feels okay for you, you can keep extending your hand past and hook your big toes with your right hand. Once again, this is really about relaxing through your upper shoulder and upper shoulder blade and just looking upward and falling in. We're going one more deep breath there. While we're getting that twist and working upper body, we're of course working hips as well, which is wonderful. Beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and release that. Draw your torso up. We're going to switch legs. So when you're ready, tuck your back toes under and straighten up your back leg. We're going to swing your right leg back and bring your left knee forward. So float right into Pigeon on the other side. Beautiful. Hips are nice and square, back leg and back foot are nice and straight. Hands sweep down by your hips. Inhale, look up, take a nice arch back, relax there. Exhale, go ahead and fall forward. Once again, you're looking for that position of relaxation in this pose. So drop your hands to a position that feels good for you. Down by your sides. You can tuck them underneath your forehead, or you can just leave them extended forward, whatever feels the best for you. Make sure you're utilizing your breath and allowing your body to relax into and sink into that area where you're feeling the stretch. Give me one more breath here. Doing beautiful, everybody. And then when you're ready, draw your torso upward. We're gonna shift your weight off to the left-hand side. Bring that heel just a little bit further forward. You know where we're going, so go about halfway to your final point. Re-square your hips. Hands drop by your waist. Inhale, look up, give me a nice arch back. And then exhale, go ahead and fall forward there. We got 5 breaths again. Find the same point of relaxation that you did in that first pose. So hips nice and square. Length through your spine. Utilizing your breath to relax downward and sink into the pose. Looking good, everybody. One more deep breath on this side. And when you're ready, go ahead and draw your torso upward. Once again, we're gonna shift your weight to the left-hand side. You're gonna bring that foot as far forward as possible. If you'd like to, you can float into Hanumanasana, a full split. It's up to you. Sometimes you can do that on one side and not on the other. Hands sweep by your waist. Inhale, look up, take a nice arch back, and exhale, go ahead and fall forward there. We got 5 final breaths in this pose, so a beautiful, intense stretch through the hips. Aaron, very nice. Looking good, and see if you can really square through that, which will give a little bit more through the hips there. Lovely. Once again, can you find that same point of relaxation in this really intense stretch that you did in the first iteration? One more breath there, looking good. And then exhale, draw your torso upward. I want you to bring that heel right back next to your right hip. So left heel next to your right hip, back in that initial position. Inhale, drop your hands by your waist, look up, arch back. Exhale, fall partially forward. We're gonna go for that twist. So right elbow drops to the mat, right hand goes to your left knee, your left hand swings around behind. The heel of your hand should drop right to your sacrum. And you're twisting and looking upwards, so you're relaxing your upper shoulder blade. If that feels okay for you, you can continue wrapping your hand around behind your back and hook your left big toes with your left hand. Smile and relax in this pose. You guys all look so serious. This should feel really good. We're going one more deep breath here. And then exhale, go ahead and release. You're gonna draw your torso up. We're gonna tuck your back toes under, straighten up your back leg. We're gonna go right to plank, and then I want you to just come to a seated position. We're gonna go right to happy baby here to give a little bit of release. So roll onto your backs. And you're gonna bend your knees, pull them in towards your chest, rock side to side. To alleviate hips after these hip stretches, you're gonna bring your ankles over your knees, grab the insides of your feet, and just rock side to side gently here. This is called happy baby. Kind of a cute name. And let's just go rocking back and forth gently with your breath. Let's go 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bring your knees together, and I want you to come up to a seated position. So any way you want to get there is good with me. We're gonna float right to double pigeon. So when you're ready, let's go right leg on the bottom. We're gonna go heel to knee, heel to knee. So your heels and knees are on top of one another. Your shins should be parallel to your body. When you look down, you should see a very distinct triangle here. You don't want to be in a cross-legged position. You want your shins parallel to your body. Hands drop down by your hips. Inhale, look up and lengthen through your spine, and exhale, fall forward. So this is a very intense hip stretch in and of itself. If you cannot fall forward, that's perfectly fine. There's some people whose hips are tight and they need to stay in this position and just hang here for a couple of breaths. So you do what feels good for you there. If you are down, see if you can maybe get your pecs to the outer edges of your shins. And let's go 2 more breaths there. This is an excellent pose to really utilize your breath and breathe into the stretch. Looking good, everybody. Exhale, draw your torso up. We're gonna go through the same iterations that we did with pigeon. So once again, you're going to draw your torso up. You're gonna drive your heels to the left and to the right. So instead of being on top of one another, let them extend out a little bit. You'll notice a little bit more of an intense stretch through your hips. Hands drop by your waist. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, walk your hands forward. And just carefully lower down. You should notice a little bit more stretch through your left hip area, a little more relaxation. Utilize your breath to find a position that feels comfortable for you. Can you relax your head and neck here and just let everything dangle down and fall into that pose? Let's go 2 more deep breaths there. Doing wonderful, everybody. Nice job, Steph. And then after your second breath, go ahead and draw your torso up. We got 1 more iteration here. Once again, extend your heels to the left and the right as far as they can go. You don't want to go any further than about 6-inch difference between your knees. Don't put your knees right on top of one another. Hands drop by your waist. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, and exhale, walk your hands forward once again. This should be an excellent, intense stretch through your left hip. Utilize your breath. Long, full inhales, really relaxing in. And long, deep exhales, letting your body just fall to the mat. Relax your head and neck, relax your shoulders. Can you be as relaxed in this pose, in this iteration, as you were in the first time that we did this one? Exhale, come on up slowly. I want you to straighten up your legs. Shake that out a little bit. That's really intense. Nice job, everybody. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, left leg on the bottom, double pigeon again. So heel to knee, heel to knee. Heels and knees are on top of one another to start. Make sure your shins are parallel to your body. Make sure you can see that distinct triangle when you look down. Hands drop down by your hips. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, and exhale, just start walking your hands forward slowly. You may notice a difference between one side and the other. Sometimes you're real tight on hips on one side and real loose on the other side. Just listen to your body, do what you need to do. Maybe you're a little further down on this side, maybe you're not as far down on this side. But go where you need to go and where you feel a real nice, even, calm stretch. Two more breaths there, looking good, everybody. And then after your second breath, draw your torso up slowly. Once again, extend your heels a little further to the left and to the right, so you're intensifying that stretch just a little bit. We're gonna smile, and then we're gonna fall forward there. We're getting crabby from working hips here, I think. So relax your head and neck, just let your body fall forward. And again, you may notice this intensifies the stretch just a little bit by drawing your heels further out. So you want to go to a level that feels good for you. Utilize your breath to stay nice and calm in that stretch. And then exhale, come on up. We got 1 more iteration, guys. So go as far as you can go. Extend your heels to the left and to the right. You don't want any more than 6 inches, any less than 6 inches between your knees. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, one last time, fall forward. Beautiful. You should feel an excellent, intense, serious stretch in that right hip. So serious that nobody here is smiling. And relaxing through, we're gonna go 2 more deep breaths on this side. And then after your second breath, come on up, straighten up your legs, shake that out a little bit, release it. We're gonna lay on back, float right to happy baby once again. So get that little bit of a hip release. You got it, so reminder, ankles above knees, grab the insides of your feet and just rock side to side gently. This gives you a little bit of a release through your hips, which we just worked so intensely. When you're ready, guys, we're gonna float on up into a tabletop position. So come on up onto hands and knees. In tabletop, your shoulders should be over your wrists, your knees should be under your hips. So you're nice and lined up here. We're gonna start just by straightening up your right leg toward the back of the room. So let's actually straighten up your leg first. And then exhale, you're gonna swing your right leg as far forward as you can. So go ahead and swing that leg forward. If that feels okay for you, you might wanna pick your left hand up off the mat and tuck that to the left-hand side. So don't go forward for me, go off to the side there you go. Don't sink into your right shoulder socket. Try and keep that heel up at hips height if you can. So they should be feeling this right through the hip flexor. We're going 2 more breaths there. Beautiful. Try and pick that heel up as high as it'll go. And exhale, go ahead and release that. Drop down. Let's go hips to heels. Relax, extended child's for a breath. Beautiful. Same thing on the other side. When you're ready, let's float right back up into table. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Same thing, left heel kicks toward the back of the room. When you're ready, we're gonna swing your left heel as far forward as it will go. So you're really trying to keep it up high and bring it towards your shoulder. If you feel good, right hand comes up off the mat, off to the side. Make sure you're extending, so sink into your shoulder socket for me. Notice how he's down low. Push now through that arm. He's really working through that shoulder socket and extending through that. So try not to sink into that left arm, strengthen and work through it. We're going 2 more breaths there. Work, keep that heel up as high as you can go. It really works through your hip flexors. Beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and release that. Drop back, hips to heels, relax, extended child's a breath or 2. Looking good, everybody. Let's keep it moving. When you're ready, we're gonna come on back up into table. I want you to straighten up your left leg and bring it behind. So the left foot is behind and flat. The toes of your right foot should point into the arch of your left. Bring your right hand so everything is in a nice straight line. And then inhale, left arm goes up to the ceiling. Come up a little higher, Aaron, so your knee is underneath your hip. That's the way. And let's go 2 good breaths there. If you feel good, open up your upper arm and see if you can shine your sternum on the ceiling. We're gonna go 2 more deep breaths there. So you should feel stretch right across the front of your hip and through your upper body. Exhale, go ahead and release that hand down to the mat. We're gonna draw your right hand about 4 inches further ahead. And this time we're gonna pop your left foot up off the mat as well. We're gonna bring your left hand overhead. So palm is downward. You're stretching nice and long. Left heel to left fingertips. Beautiful. Inhale, left hand goes up toward the ceiling. Exhale, swing your left leg forward. If you're close to somebody, rest your foot on them. Let them do all the work for you. You could have rested on me, man. You got it. We're going 2 more breaths there. Keep that heel up as high as it'll go. I know that's hard, Diane. I'm going to come help you. Exhale, swing your heel to the back, fingertips to the front. Go ahead and drop your hands down, tabletop. Relax a breath or 2. Same series, other side. Let's keep it moving. So right foot extends behind. The toes of your left foot should point into the arch of your right. Bring your left hand so everything is in a nice straight line. Right hand goes up toward the ceiling. So go a breath or 2 there. Make sure again that you're working through your lower shoulder sockets or extending through your lower arm all the way up to your upper fingertips. If you feel good, open up your upper arm and see if you can shine your sternum up toward the ceiling. Jason, that's beautiful. Exhale, go ahead and release your fingertips up to the ceiling. Drop it down to the mat. We're going to bring your left hand a little further forward. Pop your right leg up. And bring your right hand up toward the ceiling. Let's swing your right heel forward. So you're trying to keep that up at hips height. Same thing here. We're going to go 3 more breaths here. Looking good, everybody. So don't fall into that lower shoulder socket. Push and extend through. Try and keep that heel up as high as it'll go. Fabulous. Exhale, swing that down. Drop everything down to the mat. Let's go back, extended child's, hips to heels. Looking good, everybody. From there, go ahead and roll on over to your back. Have your heads toward the back end of your mat for me, guys. And we're going to drop once again to happy baby. So ankles over knees, grab the insides of your foot, just rock side to side, gently massage that lower back. From there, go ahead and release. You know what? We got to get some ab work in. We have to. Tuck your hands behind your lower back, drive your heels up toward the ceiling, straighten up your legs, and slowly lower your heels all the way down. For those that know me, I always try and get a little bit of extra ab work in there. Once you get down there, you can drop your feet to the mat, release your hands out from underneath, and we are ready for Shavasana. Nice class today, everybody. The final pose of class is the most important in yoga, called Shavasana. This pose is what you've worked the entire class to achieve, an exploration of stillness in action. As you lay on your mat, allow your entire body to come to rest. Let your feet flop open. Bring your hands by your sides with your palms upward. Close your eyes. Let your mind and body relax completely. The purpose of this time is to just be. Be still in your heart, still in your body, still in yourself. Try to remain in this pose for 5 to 10 minutes, finding health and harmony within. Thank you for your time and hard work today. Namaste.
If you'd like to continue to improve your strength, stamina, flexibility, and balance, order Power Yoga for Athletes. This hour-long video is for yogis who embrace a more active lifestyle. Call 1-866-629-1591 or visit adrianreed.com. For tips and secrets on Power Yoga, visit WUSF.org and click on the Power Yoga icon. You'll find frequently asked questions and show information from Adrian Reed.